There is a silent whisper that has echoed through the corridors of the human mind for thousands of years. It is a whisper that speaks to you right now, in the quiet spaces between your thoughts. It asks a question that seems simple, yet holds the power to shatter the very ground you stand on. Look into the mirror. Look closely at the reflection staring back at you. Who is that? You say, that is me. You feel a presence behind your eyes, a pilot navigating the vessel of the body, a thinker thinking the thoughts. It feels solid. It feels permanent. It feels like an unshakable truth. We walk through the world carrying this heavy suitcase labeled I. We believe that inside this fragile shell of skin and bone, there is a glowing core, a soul, a spirit, a true self that remains unchanged while the world around it crumbles. We are told stories from the moment we are born that this self is a traveler. We are told that when the body finally surrenders to the earth, this traveler steps out of the vehicle and moves on, perhaps to a heaven, perhaps to a hell, or perhaps to another life. It is a comforting story. It gives us a sense of continuity, a sense of ownership over our destiny. But then we encounter the great paradox. We encounter the teachings of the Buddha, which offer a radical, terrifying, and ultimately liberating counter-truth. The Buddha looked deep into the nature of reality, deeper than the stories, deeper than the culture, deeper than the fear of death, and he made a discovery that changed the course of spiritual history. He taught no self. He taught that if you look for this solid, unchanging soul, you will not find it. It is not there. The house is empty. The lights are on. There is movement in the windows, but there is no owner sitting in the armchair. And here lies the confusion that haunts the seeker. If there is no owner, or who pays the debts, if there is no traveler, who walks the path, if there is no self to die, then who exactly is reborn? This is the riddle we must solve today. It is not merely a philosophical game. It is the key to unlocking the cage of suffering. To understand this is to understand the mechanics of the universe itself. So let us strip away the dogma. Let us set aside the blind beliefs. Let us walk together into the laboratory of the mind and dissect the very nature of existence. If you are not a soul, then what are you? Let us begin with the architecture of the human experience. The Buddha did not deny that you exist. He did not say you are a hallucination. If you pinch your arm, it hurts. If you are called by name, you turn your head. But he asked us to look closer at the ingredients that make up this recipe we call a person. Imagine a chariot. You see the wheels, the axle, the carriage, the reins, the yoke. You point to it and say, chariot. But if you remove the wheels, is it still a chariot? If you pile the wood on the floor, where did the chariot go? The chariot was never a thing fit, it was a label for an assembly of parts. In the same way, the Buddha described the human being not as a solid entity, but as a dynamic, shifting process made of 5 distinct flows of energy. These are the 5 aggregates. First, there is the river of form. This is the physical world. It is the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the electrical impulses firing in your nerves. It is the earth, fire, and wind that momentarily dance together to create the shape you see in the mirror. It is fragile. It is constantly shedding cells and growing new ones. The body you have today is not the body you had 7 years ago. It is a shifting sand dune. Second, there is the river of feeling. This is not complex emotion, but the raw, visceral hit of experience. The pleasant warmth of the sun, the sharp bite of a cold wind, the neutral hum of silence. Every moment, sensations strike the body like rain on a tin roof. They arise, they linger for a heartbeat, and they vanish. Third, there is the river of perception. This is the mind's label maker. You see a shape, and your mind instantly whispers tree. You hear a sound, and your mind labels its siren. It is the library of memories that allows you to navigate the world. But memories fade. Perceptions trick us. They are like mirages shimmering on the horizon. Fourth, there is the river of mental formations. This is the most complex layer. These are your habits, your impulses, your decisions, and your will. This is the workshop of karma. When anger rises, that is a formation. When kindness blooms, that is a formation. These are the currents deep beneath the surface that drive the river forward. And fifth, there is the river of consciousness. This is the light that illuminates the stage. It is the pure awareness of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking. But even this awareness is not a permanent witness. It flickers. It arises when the eye meets light. It changes when the ear meets sound. It is a strobe light, not a steady sun. Look at these 5 rivers. Look closely. Which one is you? Are you the body that ages? Are you the feeling that changes every second? Are you the thought that appeared and disappeared before you could catch it? The Buddha's insight was profound. You are none of them. And you are not the owner of them. There is no puppet master pulling the strings. There is only the dance. There is only the flow. So, we arrive at the edge of the cliff. If there is no puppet master, why does the show go on? When the curtain falls at death, why doesn't the screen just go black? Why is there rebirth? Most of us view life as a straight line. Point A is birth. Point B is death, the end. But nature knows no straight lines. Nature knows only cycles. The seasons turn. The tides rise and fall. The moon waxes and wanes. The Buddha saw that consciousness, too, is a wheel. The wandering on. But what turns the wheel? If there is no soul to push it, what keeps it spinning? The answer lies in a single powerful force. A fuel that burns within every heart. It is called craving, thirst. Imagine a fire burning on a candle. The flame is bright, hot, and alive. What keeps the flame alive? It is the wax and the wick, but primarily it is the heat itself, the chemical desire of the fire to consume. As long as there is fuel, the fire will not go out. We are creatures of thirst. We thirst for pleasure. We thirst for existence. We thirst to be someone. We thirst to avoid pain. Even the desire to vanish is a kind of thirst. This craving is a potent energy. It generates a force. And in the laws of physics, we know that energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. This energy of craving creates. Now, pause. You must misunderstand this word, for the modern world has twisted it. Karma is not a cosmic judge sitting on a cloud, handing out punishments for bad behavior. Karma is not fate. Karma is simply the law of cause and effect applied to the mind. It is the mechanics of intention. Every time you act with intention, every time you speak from anger, every time you give from generosity, every time you grasp with greed, you are planting a seed. You are wending a spring. You are creating a potential energy. When the body dies, the physical machinery breaks down. The hardware fails. but the software, the accumulated energy of a lifetime of craving, the momentum of habits, the sheer force of wanting to be does not just evaporate. It is too strong. It demands a new expression. It demands a new form. Think of a billiard ball shooting across a table. It hits a second ball and stops. The first ball does not travel any further. It is dead. But the momentum, the speed, the direction is instantly transferred to the second ball. The second ball moves because of the first, yet it is not the first. This is the mystery of rebirth without a soul. The Buddha described it not as a migration, but as a transmission. Imagine a man standing on the edge of a canyon. He shouts into the void. A moment later, an echo returns. The sound that returns is not the original voice. The original voice is gone, vanished into the air. But the echo exists of the voice. It carries the tone, the pitch, the volume of the original. The echo is the rebirth of the sound. Imagine a seal pressed into hot wax. The metal seal does not enter the wax. The metal stays where it is. But the image, the pattern, the shape is transferred perfectly into new medium. The wax bears the mark of the seal, even though they are two different things. This is how the stream of consciousness flows from one life to the next. When the final moment of this life arrives, a moment the texts call the death consciousness, it is heavy with the accumulated karma of a lifetime. It is colored by your final thoughts, your deepest habits, your unresolved cravings. As this moment ceases, it acts as a spark. It leaps the gap. It ignites the first moment of consciousness in a new life, the linking consciousness. There is no ghost that floats out of the body and flies into a womb. There is only the instantaneous transfer of karmic energy. The flame of the first candle is extinguished, but in that very instant, the flame of the second candle is lit. Is the second flame the same as the first? No. Is it totally different? No, it is part of the same continuum. It is a process, a flow of causes and conditions. But why does this matter? Why should we care about the mechanics of a next life that we cannot remember? Because, and here is the deepest secret of all, rebirth is not just something that happens when you die. Rebirth is happening. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a breath. In the time it took you to inhale, billions of cells in your body died and were replaced. In the time it took you to think a thought, the mind that thought it vanished, replaced by a new mind, a new awareness. The Buddha taught momentary death. Reality is not a solid block. It is a movie. When you watch a film, you see a continuous story. You see a character walk across a room. But if you slow the film down, you see the truth. There is no movement. There are only still frames, flashing one after another, 4 times a second. Frame 1 dies, frame 2 is born, frame 2 dies, frame 3 is born. You are that movie. Every thought is a birth. Every emotion is a life. Every change in mood is a death. You are being reborn in every millisecond. The person who started listening to this message is not the same person listening to it now. You have changed. You have new information, new chemical states, new karma. This is the most empowering realization a human being can have. If you were a fixed, permanent soul, you would be trapped. You would be stuck with your personality, your trauma, your limitations forever. A stone cannot change its nature, but a river can. Because you are a process, because you are a flow of changing conditions, you can change the direction of the flow. You are not a victim of the past. You are the architect of the future, right here in this present moment. If rebirth happens moment to moment, then every moment is a fresh chance. You can step out of the cycle of anger. You can break the chain of greed. You can stop fueling the fire of craving. When you understand that there is no self to defend, no ego to protect, the heavy burden falls off your shoulders. You become lighter. You become like the wind, powerful, yet ungraspable. The wheel of samsara is turning, yes. It is fueled by the thirst of wanting things to be different than they are. But the Buddha showed us that we can put down the fuel. We can stop the engine. We can find the stillness in the center of the turning wheel. So, the next time you look in the mirror, do not be deceived by the reflection. Do not cling to the face you see as me. See it as a cloud formation, beautiful, temporary, shifting. See your life not as a possession to be hoarded, but as a song to be sung. The song has no owner. The song is simply the singing. And when the song ends, the silence that follows is not death. It is peace. Who is reborn? No one, and yet the suffering continues until wisdom arises. The journey continues until we realize there was never a traveler, only the path, only the walking, only the light of awareness waking up to itself. Wake up to the flow. The river is moving, and you are the water.